Hey beautiful people! Today we're gonna be discussing the 10 things that you need to consider for the first date when you are actually meeting someone for the first time. So the first thing that you need to consider is if this person is actually late for the date, because being late for the first date is actually showing that he doesn't actually care enough to be on time. This sometimes can be also understandable if there is actually an excuse for it, but don't do like I did. Wait for someone for an hour for the first date and expect that in the future this person will change and actually treat you right and be on time. So I would suggest that you start for the first date and you see that if this person is late, you see that as lack in respect. Normally, a man should also always be there on time, or at least 10 or 5 minutes before. A woman will be on time or a few minutes late. I would suggest that everyone would be on time because that is respectful for both ways. So another thing to consider is that if this person is actually groomed, so actually showered, which is you can see that actually they have nice clothes and they look good, because if they show you that they actually are trying to look good for you, it means that they actually mean this thing to go forward, and it is important for them to look good because they want to do a good impression on you. If they don't do that, it means that they are taking you for granted already. The third thing is to see their approach or how they are treating others during the date. For example, if you are going for a coffee shop and he starts shouting and disrespects waiters, this is not something nice to do, and be sure that in the future he will treat you the same way as he's treating the staff. He may be treating you right because it's the first time he's meeting you and wants to do a good impression on you, but in reality, in the future, you will be treated the same way as the staff are being treated. So be on the lookout on these things in order to catch them in time. Another thing to consider is if there is some talking about the past. So most of the time when you are on a date, we would discuss like the exes and sort of why are you single and this kind of stuff. If you start talking about your ex, it's good that you change subject and you don't go on a rant that like every ex that I have was crazy and stuff like that, because ultimately the common subject on all the relationship is you, so it means that you are the actual one that is crazy. So it's logic for them that you might have something wrong and therefore they would run to the hills. So be careful with that. So it's better in the first date to keep this contact, this subject to a minimal basically, and then cover it slowly and let him unravel it as time goes by. You don't need to tell him everything about yourself in the first date. It's nice also that you get to discover each other step by step basically. Also consider that if you're having a conversation and when you are talking he gives one word answers like yes, no, and doesn't engage in the conversation and say something else himself, and like you know that the conversation is flowing, If this is not happening, it means that he's not making an effort to start to know you better, and therefore he's not that interested in you, basically. Or else in the meantime, when he was on a date, he got disinterested, and it's fine, just let it go and just spend the time, be cordial throughout all the date, and then when you walk away, just let them know that you didn't feel comfortable with the date, and that's basically it. Another thing to consider when you are on a date, first date especially, is to have your phone away, either in your pocket or in your bag, or if you have to have it on your next to you, just put it on the table face down. Also, if you do that, make sure that all the notifications are muted, because if you have your mobile always ringing next to you, like every five seconds, it's very annoying, and it is annoying to everyone, to yourself, and even to this partner that you're trying to start to know. Basically, also, this is also rude for you to have these interruptions, and it's also much more rude if you actually are opening your mobile and answering there and then each message that you receive. So it's better to have it away from you. On the other hand, if you're expecting something important, if you have a call from the hospital or something that is actually urgent, it is understandable that you actually tell your partner that you are expecting a call or a message, and you excuse yourself to answer the call when this happens, basically, and that's it. The seventh thing that we need to consider is also if you go out and you don't go for a coffee, which is recommended for the first date. If you go for something like a drink, be sure that you can handle the amount of alcohol, and don't drink till you are drunk, and then you cannot actually reason. Basically, if you are in this position on drinking alcohol, just watch out on his reactions and see how he reacts. If he would keep on drinking to obnoxiousness, or else like it's something relaxed, chilled, and he can continue conversation and it's just nothing. Because if you are going for a drink and this turns out that he might be an alcoholic or something like that, it's something that you need to consider. The eighth thing in the list is watch out if this partner is actually swearing right, left, and center, basically. If he is swearing and is not provoked, I wouldn't consider this person for a relationship, because I think that to resort to swearing, even if it is a chill and relaxed atmosphere, is a bit too much, basically. If the situation would erupt and you have an argument, it's another thing. But if you are having a conversation chilling and he starts swearing, for me personally, it's a turn off. Some people may not see this way, but I would consider this as something that I wouldn't like. Something when you are considering what you went through in a date, like and after the date, is that you see that this guy, he knows his worth, because any person that he knows his worth, like even how he carries himself, his body, and his gestures, it shows that this person actually is worthy of your time, and is not like someone that he needs all the approval from you or anything. You know, this person is independent and actually as strong as a person. Something that goes with knowing his worth is also confidence. Confidence to ask you out if he thinks that he likes you, or actually the confidence to say that, you know what, we are not actually compatible, and we are both going on separate ways. I think that should be a confident guy, and not actually to ghost you or actually think that you understand his position, and now you are both thinking the same thing, that it didn't work. Because communication is key, and being a confident person, he knows that. Basically, that's done for today. Okay, bye.